Welcome to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we are stripping away insecurities and judgments to reach in for the essence of who we are, Bear. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. I'm Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own. I am so excited to invite as a co-host someone whom I'm not only fell in love with and admire, but also I'm inspired and fascinated by him, his stories, and the way he sees the world. My significant other, Tim. Welcome, babe.
Thank you, Simona. I'm excited and a little nervous to be invited into the Bear space. I'm so inspired by you, the first person I've ever dated whose biography I can read. You've become my lover and my muse, and I'm looking forward to exploring what we have together. So a little bit about me. I'm an explorer of life, a yoga teacher and musician with a side gig saving the world. That's me.
Wonderful. In this season, we want to talk about taboo topics through the lens of two people dating, redefining romance while living on opposite sides of the world.
We decided to do so as we go, so we can capture the raw moments in the present and share them with you.
Please join the conversation by leaving your comments, insights, and questions in the comment box or DM us on Instagram at Bear Lifestyle Show. Thanks for listening.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. We refreshed the tea and the coffee.
Yeah.
It seems like this is, pun intended, our routine to do an episode, close, and then we come out with another.
Yeah. Because we have like the little after party. We have the little after party, and then we're like, oh, we should, now we're on another topic. We're on a roll.
I mean, who doesn't love an after party? Come on, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So we are back, and the topic
is
routine.
Yeah. So I used to be really anti-routine, and the minute I found that there was any sense of routine in my life, I would deliberately hijack it and do something completely different, because I thought routine was really boring. Many years ago, when I was at university, I was like now 25, 26 years ago, and doing my first degree in a little town called Aberystwyth in West Wales. I used to hang out with some musicians, and we would hire a recording studio and go and jam in this recording studio. And we were kind of trying to play jazz. I was trying to be a jazz drummer. There was actually a really good jazz saxophonist and a really good jazz bassist, and then I think there was a keyboard player and a guitarist, and we just used to jam together. It was great, it was really excellent, and we never played a gig. But then one time, this guy showed up, and he had this big long beard, and he was a bit of a hippie, and he had a funny hat on, and he was known colloquially as Bongo Man, right? So he comes in with this pair of bongos, right? And none of us know him. I don't know why he's there. None of us are like, who invited him? So he comes in, right? And we're jamming. And he's just like randomly whacking these bongos, right? And I was like, hey, stop. I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm playing. I said, no, you're not. You're randomly like bashing your bongos, right? And he said, well, I'm anti-rhythm. And I said, well, I'm anti you. Fuck off. And he sheepishly did exactly what I asked him to do. He didn't put up any argument. He sort of went out the room with his bongos, with his tail between his legs. So he was anti-rhythm, and I used to be anti-routine as much as he was anti-rhythm.
But I love the word rhythm, though, because there is the routine that I understand how could be scary because it gets to be boring, right? So that's what we discovered like a few minutes ago when we decided let's record and do this episode, because um I don't want routine in a relationship. That is boring. That for me, it's a step away from being monotone. I want surprises and excitement. And I know we talked a few episodes ago, like, what do you do when we are not up and high and excited, right?
Yeah.
So, but I do hold on the routine when it comes to, my well-being, like self-care. Like I have a routine, like how many times a week I wash my hair, how often I do my manicure, my pedicure, when do I work out, stuff like that. That's for me, it's what I think the routine is very important because it's a habit. But I don't want to get into habitual living in my relationship because that's boring.
Totally. Well, so likewise, and I was saying this earlier, so I have my morning routine, and that creating a morning routine over the last few years has been the single most life improving thing that I've ever done for myself. Is get up, same time every day, cup of tea, listen to the news, yoga, exercise, get ready for work in the car, same time every day. And when I was here, it was, cycle to work. So it's slightly different, but the yoga, meditation, breathing, exercise, then work has now become my complete lifesaver. I love it. I've always wanted to develop a nighttime routine as well, but it's something I've never managed to get anything to stick, that like it does with my morning routine. And it's similar. One of the things I always do at work with my teams is say, okay, there's two different tasks. There's procedural and fun, right? So make the procedural stuff as procedural and easy as possible, so you can do it really quickly and it does what it needs to do, and then you have all the rest of your time for fun, which in my work is like going out to visit, going into the countryside and looking at what Indonesian farmers are doing, meeting partners, doing research, writing case studies, all that sort of stuff is fun. So if I apply that to life, being a householder in the world or a domestic life with a romantic partner, then get the self-care stuff done. All that you need to do is kind of procedural. You top up your cup, so you have an overflowing cup. So then you can then have the rest of the day for fun, whatever that is, and certainly don't want to make that routine.
Absolutely. I love that. We talk about in the previous seasons a lot. I emphasize self-love and self-care and how important it is to put yourself first in your goddamn life, through take care of your health, your body, make whatever you need, whatever practices. That to give yourself, find a way to give yourself everything that you need. Like that is your job. It's my job, whatever needs I have to satisfy my needs. In this way, I'm not putting on other people, so I'm not becoming clingy and needy. And also, when I give myself... I love
that. I was just going to say, you said clingy, which is kind of like a cross between clingy and, I don't know, cringy. Like makes you cringe.
Yeah, it is.
Clingy,
I used to be that girl and it was not cute. So
right.
I'm not that anymore, right?
A good word. I like that, clingy.
But when you give yourself what you need, and that I believe could only work through routine, and you have to be disciplined about it, and like very like, I'm gonna do this no matter what. So it's putting myself first. Then I get to go after what I want, and that's fun. That's 100% fun. It's exciting. I get to dream as much as I can. I get to find ways to get there, to give myself what I want, right? So in a relationship, it's just that. It's like two components. Like, okay, I need you to go do the things that you need to do to make yourself happy, and I'm gonna do the same. And then when we get together, it's like we both come from a satisfied place.
Yeah.
And now we get to just have fun and explore and do different things and try different things. And that doesn't get to be boring.
And those routine things or those self-care things do not have to be shared. They can be.
They can be,
Going
but
for a walk together,
they don't
it can
have
be a
to.
part of it. Exactly. I think some people get anxious when somebody is doing their own self-care routine and they're not a part of it. They feel like, oh, I should be a part of this. It can be nice. For example, my yoga practice. My yoga practice is specifically for me, right? It is really nice to practice with a loved one, and it's nice to teach. I love teaching yoga, but when I'm teaching yoga, I'm not doing my practice. Even if I'm teaching my normal flow, I'm not just teaching my practice. I'm not just practicing while I'm teaching. I'm teaching. So it's a completely different thing.
Exactly.
It can be nice to practice together when the other person has a strong enough self-practice that they're doing their practice and you're doing your practice, and then then you're in the same space and there's that resonance, and that's lovely. And then you can meditate together as well.
Right.
But you have to build up that. It has to be developed. You have to develop that space to be able to do that.
That's something that I'm looking forward to do with you, actually meditate together. And maybe we could start virtually to start with it. Since we talk all the time about things meditation could be a really good one.
Let's put that on the list. I'm going to actually put that on my list.
Making a list. He's trying twice. So, but yes, for example, like you run every morning. I have zero interest in running. I used to run. I don't run anymore. So it's like you go do your thing. I'm doing something else in that time. And I think, you know what? I will dare to say there is how do I pronounce that? Absurd. Two different people in two different bodies, two different interests, and two different genders, and two different anything to force themselves into having the same routine. And I'm specifically thinking like workouts, right? We talk movie and we stop on this space. Like, no, because what your body needs is different than my body needs. And as you say, we might lift the same weights, we might have the same routine, but we are moving in a different speed. So can we just drop this like, oh, we have to be like a perfect match, as we talked in previous episode, like perfect overlap? Like no, that's what's put pressure on things. And as I say, like I'm not so interested in connecting with hobbies because they get to be very personal. So I actually like if people have different interests more than common interests, because then I get to learn more. And you come from your whatever welding, iron, whatever the shit workshop that I know nothing about it, and you get to tell me about it, and it's fascinating because it's something new that I get to listen to and learn about you, So again, it's keeping the individuality and respect it and talk about it and try to understand the other one, and then find what the relationship between the two, what this relationship want to do. It's like I still see it as a third entity that is birthed from two different people and two different energies, whatever you might call it. Common ground. I don't even like the common ground that much as a concept.
Let's not go down the his and hers clothing route.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Let's not go down the route of his and hers clothing, exactly the same clothes.
I don't
Like you
know.
got the same jacket. That's too no, that's terrible. That for me is like, oh
I'm
my
not
God. But
talking about I'm not talking about the same clothes, but I am talking about staying in the same vibe if we go with the same event together, right?
oh, that's the thing. I mean, that's something that I find out with my previous romantic partners, I've done without knowing it. Like you both get dressed and then you go out and you go, wow, we're matching.
I know we had that when
Which
we
is
met.
really nice. Yeah, that's true.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't believe you have pink shorts. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yes. So, can we agree here, life with the old word that we are not worried about the routine?
Yeah, not worried about routine. I'm anti-routine when it comes to fun. I'm pro-routine when it comes to
Self-care.
self-care, maintenance, and having a good setting good routines for bringing yourself to life. Mm.
And I just want to invite people to let that overflow in different areas of life. One thing that come in
Mm.
mind for me is writing. Allowing myself to have different documents open, you know.
Mm. Mm.
I have many books in my computer, and I don't know which one I want to go out first. But
Well,
it's about I'm inspired to write and to allow myself to like what I'm inspired to write about, and then open that.
yeah.
While a publisher will be like, okay, what's the next book? Tell me, let's do it. And for me, it's like, no, I don't like the pressure. I'm giving myself the time and the space and multiple spaces to work
Mm.
on what I'm inspired in a moment, which goes back to being present.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm certainly probably the world's worst completer finisher of tasks. So I have always so many things on the go. I find it's agonizing to complete a paper, for example. I've had this paper on the go that I started in 2019, and it's literally the only thing stopping it from being finished is a couple of references that I can't track down and just finishing the damn conclusion. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's agony. It's been like that for 2 years. Just can't let it go.
Well, that could be a whole coaching session.
Thanks. Actually, yeah, thanks. Mm,
But it's important to hug those things because a lot has to do with the routine and a lot
yeah,
has to do with motivation, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
regardless if it's work or writing or a paper or a relationship, is
Hmm.
to just have that conversation and check with each other, like, okay, am I forcing this thing? Am I needing
Mm,
motivation? Like if you need motivation, my
mm,
advice, drop the whole thing altogether, because that
mm,
means that you're not inspired, you don't desire it, you force yourself to do it. So that is very
mm,
damn hard to do it,
mm.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's why when you talk about routine, it's like, okay, I don't need motivation to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I have a desire where I want to take my body, and why do I want to take my body there? So then
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to the gym, you know.
Yeah.
But the same with the relationship. Like, do I need to schedule fun by time, by hour, by minute, by whatever? Not
Mm,
that much. It's like,
yeah.
I know what you want to do. What I want to do is like, we have this space. Okay, what are we both inspired to do in this space? And it's
Mm, mm,
creating this menu of, what would you like to, what will have you enjoy our company together, like what are the activities,
mm.
virtually and in person. And then when the
Yeah.
space arrives is to say, hey, I feel like doing this. I'm not feeling it. What do you feel this? Oh, I'm not feeling it. Okay, let's go on the menu and find the one that we both feeling it. So nobody compromise, and everybody's like, oh, okay, now I'm excited. This is it for this space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the routine gets to be that we get to feel like what we both feel like in a moment.
Yeah. That's the routine.
I had that with my kid for Christmas when we moved to US, and just Christmas just looked different than when we knew. And I was so against it. So we decided that our Christmas tradition is that every year we get to pick up a new tradition.
Nice.
So that work, and I apply that in many areas of life based on the only constant in my life is change. And I love that.
Yeah. Creating traditions and rituals is a nice thing, though. You mentioned creating new traditions. That's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Particularly if it becomes sort of organic, it develops over time. Obviously, traditions have to be repeated to become traditions. Same with rituals, in a way.
Yeah. You do the tradition by time, like give example, Christmas, but nobody says that we have to do the same thing for Christmas every year. It's just saying, hey, we need the new. How do we celebrate Christmas this year?
Yeah.
You know, like that was the deal with me and my kid. But when it comes to relationship, it's like, yeah, like for example, ritual. I have my morning ritual, right? As you have yours. And for many years, like many years, I had the same coffee with the same bread, with the same jam, with the same butter.
There you go. You don't have to put any effort into any cognitive effort.
But that was it. You catch it. You catch it. That was it, because I was in a space of learning how to slow down, how to give myself time for myself in the morning, how to fill my cup, right? So breakfast was something that I don't want to put energy into. Through traveling to Asia, and I couldn't have my own breakfast. It was a little bit disturbing at first, but then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So that get to change every day. What do I get to keep constant so I could have my morning routine?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I keep throwing all these examples because they all could be transcribed into the relationship or into a whole goddamn life, right? What do you keep as constant, and what are you flexible with? So in a relationship, if you want everything to be scheduled, Monday dinner out, we go Wednesday date out, we have sex only on Saturday, and all the things that most people do, that would be the end of me.
Yeah,
I'll
totally.
be bored in week 2 when I recognize the pattern. I'm like, I'll be bored. Gotta be spice it up a little bit.
For sure. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Well, I'm glad that you do. Kind of important. Cheers to that.
Cheers, absolutely. It sounds like we've come to a natural end of this segment. What do you think?
Yes. I think yes. So I'll let you close it.
Well, I'll be interested to hear our listeners' perspectives on routine, even what their routines are that they do for themselves, self-care, etc., and then how they keep things interesting, fun, outside of their routine areas of their lives.
Wonderful.
I think that would be interesting to hear. Yes.
So let's invite them to the Instagram account that gained 2 more followers. It's going really slow. So that's Bear Lifestyle Show. Or you could email, or you could comment. This goes live on all platforms where you listen to your podcast. And for those of you that follow on Anchor for the past year, that it's been purchased by Spotify. So it's really good, make things even easier because it's audio and video. So yeah, we are very eager to hear some comments. And that's that.
All right. Thanks, Simona. And thanks,
you.
everybody.
Cheers to everyone. See you next time next week. Thank you for tuning in today. Please follow, rate, and review your favorite episode and share it with your friends.
We'd love to hear from you, what inspired you, what triggered you, and what interested you. We can't wait to have you back.
Till then, be Bare. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.